Tiramisu is a traditional Italian dessert made with mascarpone cheese and infused with espresso. Make it the day before and serve with the dusting of cocoa powder. Start by making the mascarpone custard for the tiramisu. Separate 3 large-sized free-range eggs, placing the yolks into a large mixing bowl and the whites into a smaller bowl. I've separated eggs more times than I can count, so I'm confident just to do it over the bowl, tipping the yolk between the shells until the whites have dropped off. If you don't feel comfortable enough to do this without the yolks breaking or getting shell in the bowl, there are easier ways. You can use an egg separator, or a quick trick is to crack the egg into the palm of your hand, separate your fingers until the whites fall through, leaving you with a perfect egg yolk. Make sure you're not getting any amount of yolk into the egg whites, as this means they will not be able to whip. Set the whites to the side. If you would like the full recipe for this tiramisu, it will be on my website as well as the full measurements in the description box below. Make sure to subscribe to my channel for more delicious dessert recipes. There's a new recipe each week and I would love some requests. Measure out half a cup of white sugar and add to the bowl with the egg yolks. Tiramisu is a very traditional Italian dessert and the traditional recipe uses raw eggs. I know many people aren't comfortable or able to eat raw eggs, so if you would like you can cook the egg yolks. Place the mixing bowl over a pot of simmering water and using a whisk beat the yolks and sugar together until light and creamy. Make sure the bowl isn't getting too hot too quickly or else you might end up with some scrambled eggs. If you decide not to cook the eggs, follow the same directions just without placing the mixing bowl on the heat. Whisking the egg yolks and sugar should take around 3 to 5 minutes with a whisk, or quicker if you're using a hand mixer. You want them to be extremely pale and creamy. Remove the bowl from the heat. By this time the yolks will be fully cooked, and pour in a teaspoon of good quality vanilla extract. Follow with the mascarpone cheese. Mascarpone is an Italian creamy soft cheese, kind of like cream cheese but so delicious. It is used in many different desserts as well as savoury dishes. As the egg mixture is quite warm, the mascarpone should melt right in. Use the whisk to beat the ingredients together until the cheese is well incorporated. Set the bowl to the side while we continue with the remaining ingredients. The easiest way to whip egg whites is with a stand mixer or a hand mixer. It takes a very long time to do it by hand. Pour the egg whites into the bowl of a stand mixer or a large bowl if you're using a hand mixer and beat on high with a whisk attachment until the whites are at stiff peaks. While the egg whites are whipping up, prepare the espresso for the tiramisu as it will need to cool. A quick tip here, if you're not a fan of coffee, use hot chocolate or hot cocoa instead for a chocolate hit. Try to stay away from instant coffee as it doesn't have the best flavour for this dessert. I'm making espresso using my coffee machine, but a French press or plunger coffee will be just as good. Pour about a cup's worth and set to the side to cool. The egg whites should be whipped by now, they only take a few minutes. You can tell they're at the stiff peak stage when the whites stand up on their own without falling back down. Add about a third of the egg whites to the custard and start to fold them together until they are well incorporated before following with the remaining 2/3. Adding a third first helps the egg whites to be well incorporated without deflating from being overmixed. Many tiramisu recipes use whipped cream instead of egg whites, but there really is no need. The egg yolks and mascarpone make this dish so sweet and creamy that I think adding whipped cream can be a bit of an overkill. Keep to the traditional way of making it and you can't go wrong. Thank you to everyone who requested a tiramisu recipe. I had so many. I hope you make this recipe and share a photo with me, as I would love to see your recipe recreations. Let me know if you have any other requests, as I'm always on the lookout for more ideas. The custard should now be soft, whipped and creamy looking. Set it to the side while we start to form the tiramisu. Any type of baking dish works well for this. I'm using a rectangle dish that fits 10 ladyfingers perfectly without any gaps. Check your espresso has cooled enough so you don't burn yourself, and pour it into a dish for easy dipping. Optionally, you can add some liqueur. Start by taking a ladyfinger, dipping it in the espresso for a few seconds, turning it over and placing it in the dish. Repeat until you have one full layer of ladyfingers. A couple of things to keep in mind here is to be quick with your dipping. Ladyfingers soak up the espresso so fast, so make sure it's quick. Cover the first layer of ladyfingers with half of the mascarpone custard mixture. Don't be too worried if it's quite thin, it'll thicken up in the fridge. Use a spatula to spread it out evenly before following with the second layer of ladyfingers. As you can tell, tiramisu is actually so easy to make. Finally, finish with the remaining custard and a good dusting of cocoa powder. Place the tiramisu into the fridge. It's best served the next day, but 6 hours should be enough. Cut a slice, dust with a little more cocoa powder and serve. I hope you enjoyed this recipe. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in my next video.